Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about an osteopathic session explain. I will explain to you the reasoning behind my techniques. And generally I start with testing the ankle and the rotation of the ankle, super important, to see if there is an block on the hips. Most of the time one leg is shorter, and that can cause problems that go all the way to the neck. So even if my osteopathy is not really about cracking, I use a lot of technique from Thai. I use stretching, and I love, for example, this technique to allow some space in the hips. So I move from the external to the internal. For example, in this moment, you can mobilize the sacrum, and if you're brave enough, you can even adjust it in that way. I'm gonna do the other foot, same thing. So this is a classical Thai technique. You know, generally you do like a 3 part of the feet, and then you go up every time a little bit more, and then you go down again. Then you change, you inter-rotate, and you do the mobilization from the SI joint. Then generally you check for change in the ankle. This is actually a fast osteopathic treatment. So I was noticing that my client has a problem in the inner medial line. It was really tense, so I decided to add a massage. See, I just go and customize what I notice that is supposedly wrong. So I gave her a little massage for the soleo, and then I did a dorsiflexion mobilization. This is really important to create space in the talus between the tibia, and this is one of the go technique that I use to mobilize all the foot. Generally, you can do this even face down. It's even stronger. But when you are in this position, you can add some rotation to your mobilization of the ankle. When I adjust the knee, you didn't hear the crack, but it was a little crack there. That means that the fibula was posterior and we put it anterior. And I always do some stretching on the Iliopsoas, and that solves a lot of problem. So in case, for example, Iliopsoas is tight, this can really solve a lot of back pain. And then I always had checking for the internal and external range of motion, and because sometimes you have arthritis. For example, if the range of motion is less than 15 in the internal, you have a case of arthritis. And then I do a lumbar stretch. This is actually, most of this technique come from Thai. So I found that Thai massage has learned, Thai people invent so many great stuff from Muay Thai, Thai massage. They were so ahead in the process of healing and destroying with the Muay Thai. And most of these techniques are amazing, and they can be used in osteopathic treatment. It doesn't have to have limit or border. It's what you feel that is work for your client, and what you make your client feel comfortable. For example, I found that the calf were really tight. So in this case, I massage it a little bit. For the sake of the camera, I didn't stay longer, but I would have stayed longer if I have to do a video. Same thing that I was saying, I wanted to work a little bit on the medial line because it was really tense. So I add this mobilization with pressure on the abductor. And then of course you go to the opposite side and you stretch the glutes. Some kind of a reciprocal inhibition in a way, there is always a pressure in one muscle and then a pressure on the other, on the opposite muscle. It's really interesting process. And it's the crazy thing that Thai people arrive and with no science, just like from learning, from trying to, they used to work on rice and they used to work on the terrain and the agriculture. So it probably massage was a way, was the massage therapy was a doctor at the time. Now I'm trying to manipulate the 5. So I will probably shut up to make you hear the crack. You always want to go in position. In this case, I will use my leg and my elbow. The hands are on the vertebra. Breathe. And when you are in barrier, you just allow to happen. So the crack wasn't very strong, but it was bad. It's not important. I mean, I think all this crack culture, it's interesting. But at the same time, it's not necessary. Sometimes you can even remove the vertebra, even if you don't hear anything. For the ego, it's a little humbling. When you don't hear any crack, you feel like you kind of miss an opportunity. But it's still working. It's still working, and it's not wrong. It's just didn't crack. So here we're doing what is called the dog technique. It's not one of my favorite. I prefer to do it face down, but that's what will happen after. But here you generally you can control with the head what's going on to increase the extension or the flexion of the vertebra in the thoracic. Then of course I try the same thing on the face down. Checking the vertebra. Yeah, that was a good crack. There was another one. The lower you go, the less possibility there is for a crack. Oh, it's still happening. So it's as I was saying, in this case I would probably add some massage. Yeah. She's so sweet. I mean, I really love the way she received the manipulation. She seems kind of a happy person. Now we're gonna work on the cervical spine and to solve the problem that she has. She feels the one part of the neck is really tight. And I should have done a VBI test to figure it out if there is an artery that can be dissected. It's really important to do that to avoid any problem in the future, because some clients can be prone to artery dissection and that can cause a stroke, and your career can be ruined from that. And somebody can actually have a stroke, and that's terrible. So I should have done that. Next video I'm going to show it. Now I'm checking for the vertebra and see if there's some vertebra that is stuck. You generally feel one vertebra doesn't go, and you press with the finger, it doesn't go. So this one wasn't going. The crack was little, but it was there. And then I was checking on the other side. There's another video where I give the complete myofascial massage, but for today that was
Movemos el cuello. Mejorato
La verdad es
She
que
said
me
that she
encuentro mucho
feels
mejor.
much better.
Vamos de lato y lato, que estaba donde estaba el problema.
I will show you the video about the massage in the next time.
Max King.
Y tanto, 100% Max King.
And thanks for following me
Muchas
and
gracias.
subscribe. See you soon. Bye.